Hitting go live.
We did it.
And there we are. We are live. Hi, guys.
Hello, Stuart. You've never looked or sounded better.
Right? That sounded like a real insult, and I'm just doing the best I can here. So be lucky I'm even here.
I would have missed you with every bullet. I like we haven't got weapons in England. Yes, tell the audience what's going on in your Canadian world. I think you got a great looking camera, personally. I think it's shockingly sharp.
My computer is DOA right now, so I'm looking to get it up and running. But right now, this is what you got, so deal with it.
The advantage being that I can do three of the steps of the streaming, so you can call in and be pretty good. And you're using the earphone as a microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tech, eh? Craziness. Craziness.
Indeed.
Apart from that, how's your day been?
Apart from that, it's been fucking great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everything is good. And how are you going to be looking at the super chats and the audience and the people today?
Now, I have more than one computer. I got a laptop in front of me. Don't worry, everything will run exactly like it always does.
Basically, he's fancy, is what he's saying.
Sure.
That's what I take from that. Yes, I'm going to start by sharing.
Go for it. Only side of Captain Foley. Yes. Guys, hit that like button and by all means, super chat in. We want to hear your thoughts on Discovery Season 5, whether you like it, hate it, love it. What are your thoughts? What do you think Season 5 should give us? Super chat in. The support helps us immensely. You can also join the channel. Click the join button down below or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards where you can help us out there also. And then you get included in our fleet videos, which are a big deal and really help us out also. So lots of ways to support the channel. But we want to hear from you guys on this one. Just talking about Discovery Season 5. It is the final season of Discovery. And we want to hear what you guys think. So by all means, chime in, let us know. And don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And also make sure that you click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any of our content, because we do a lot of content. And as of April, when Discovery starts, we'll be covering the last season, the final season. But today we're going to talk about, what we think we'd like to see, what should happen, all those things. And yeah, so also you can help us out by clicking the links down below. There are links to Teespring and TeePublic. And like I said, again, we want to hear from you guys. So chime in. This is not just us talking in a vacuum. We love our community. We love you guys. And we want to hear from you. So help us out in any ways that you can. All the ways, even. All right. So Ulna Ines, which is Ozzy's mom, member for 5 months at the rank of Admiral, says pizza with blood wine and Canada hot dogs. Indeed. Ozzy also throws in a $2 super chat and says, "Sir, another starship coming in. It's USS Picard." Dun, da, da, da. There you go.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. Season 5 of Discovery, starting in April.
The next thing, the climactic end to the, as people often say, the reason we got all modern Trek is because Discovery succeeded.
No, JJ is the reason. Because of the 2009 film, because before that, Star Trek was dead.
Sorry, I mean, Trek on television succeeded because Discovery came and showed it could be done, brought us a whole new diverse cast that were able to, broaden the audience from Star Trek fans to general audience, and then spawned every other show. So this is the ending of a titan, probably as will be remembered in the same way that TNG was, and that it's what brought back, Trek on TV. So a hell of a legacy to go in for, eh?
Sure. Yeah, I kind of disagree, but hey, I mean, it is what it is.
But you got the tone I was doing, so.
Oh yeah, I do. I understand. Yeah.
So how many more seasons of Discovery would you have liked? As in, if this was the best case and it was on the trajectory that it was, which was doing more of what it was doing, would you want a 5 to be its final, or do you think it could have had some more happily in the buffer?
I would have wanted to see what season 5 was like first. I think
Mm.
they're actually. I think they actually might make strides in season 5. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of feel like Enterprise season 4, where they're like, "We've heard you guys. We understand. We're listening. Here's some more stuff that you might like." And it might almost be a shame that this is the final season. But again, we'll have to see. I'd be fine with 5 seasons, but I didn't expect them to hit 7. I never did. So,
What does?
well, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's a hell of a bar to even think. I mean, I certainly never pictured 7, but then again, hitting 7 with only 100 episodes. I mean, it's a far cry from hitting 100 in 4 seasons or 3.5 seasons. It's not quite the same level of it, and more years. 7 years to make 7 seasons of 100, half as many episodes in 4 years with a show that had less budget. So it's not saying it hits. Hit more than TOS. It's like, no, it didn't, because TOS had way more
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, exactly.
Like it's not quite.
Yeah. Um, Gray Matter Game Mastering says I would have liked to get full 7 season spread. But again, as Sam just said, I mean, 10 episodes a season is completely different than 7 seasons of TNG, where it's like 23, 24 episodes a season. So, but yeah.
I mean, it could have been super interesting to see what a true 22 episode season would be. They would be forced to develop the characters fully.
No.
No, but it'd be quite refreshing,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Like give them the breadth.
Yeah.
And obviously, pandemic. Every show got hit different. They got clearly hit quite hard. But personally, if I was them, I would have probably just cut the season down, and the money saved put it to the season after.
Yeah.
Just reduce it to 7 episodes. Tell the story quicker. Save the money and put it for next year. Would have been a more efficient use of budget.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Now,
Not...
Hypno-Ember. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, that's
Hypno-Ember makes a point. I always thought Disco should have been in the future from the beginning. Us too. Different ship design, different tech with the spore drive. It would have worked better, I think, in the future. But they eventually got there and said, we're leaving this prequel thing. So,
yes, the third production team decided it was a good idea.
yes. Sergeant Montgomery, member for 38 months at the rank of lieutenant. Starfleet learns of the Sakarian spatial trajector tech from a certain holodoctor. This clue leads them to the crash-landed Borg archive on Capellius. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know they're like, first episode is they got to go find a relic that's on a 800-year-old Romulan ship, I think, which is TNG era, which, great. That's what I mean. I think hearing things like that, I'm wondering if this season's going to be better overall, because they're like understanding what the fans want.
Some fans, obviously.
Well, yes, some.
But
a lot of people call it pandering or whatever. So,
but it's the one show that can use relics, not the TNG episode, but the idea of something being super old, having sort of all the cheat codes, because of course they have all the codes, and yet imagine if there was a TNG Romulan in stasis on the ship, and now they've got a full TNG uniform, because they've been relatively good at showing old uniforms and such, if need be. I mean, wouldn't it have been, because if they didn't as the last season, but if they were going to go, although this is me writing it, imagine if they said, right, we're going to do a TNG crossover plot because #YOLO, or you only show once, and they said, right, we sort of did it in season 3, but without time travel, 'cause it's not technically time, it's just time pausing, I suppose. we're going to have them bump into a Romulan ship that was being taken over by Federation and have like 3 TNG cast members in full TNG, like classic uniform, in our era, and see time travel from the opposite way, like cause and effect. Like, and then how that doesn't quite work could be really interesting, just super interesting. And you know, I mean, I'd rather have that than Romulans, obviously, because you know Starfleet. But it could lead to, you know, because everything's old. They could play, you know, they could bring in anything from any of the eras, and it'd be nice if they did. Yeah, some Lodex connection or whatever.
Well, I want to tell everybody to go vote on the poll, first of all. Second of all, put in the chat right now if you're going to watch out of pure curiosity, if you're super excited for this season. I kind of want to get a feel for what people are thinking. We do have 45 people here and 29 likes, but so hit that like button. But, actually 48 of you now. So 48 of you, do the poll and let us know if you're watching this just out of morbid curiosity because you've never been a fan of Discovery and want to see how it ends, or if you're happy it's ending and want to watch the last season, or if you're generally a huge Discovery fan and are kind of upset about it. Like, let us know why you're watching, or will you be watching this last season, I guess is more accurate.
Because I picked this giant, you know, character sheet as, you know, on the few pictures of the thumbnail. And obviously Tilly's there, not gone, still there, although recurring. And it's remarkable how little I connect with the cast versus Strange. So this is after 4 seasons, 4 years. How little I even necessarily remember the character stories of the people than Lower Decks, Stranger Worlds, Prodigy. Like, I feel such a connection to all of those casts. It's weird that everyone except Booker, who's great, I just don't. There's something about them that doesn't. You know, it's like oil and water. It's like something about it doesn't quite connect. It's in its own kind of world, especially with Stranger Worlds connected with Lower Decks. It feels like this team is sort of the ancient ones that started it, but are so removed from what it is the current Trek. It's odd, you know. Like, how do you feel looking at this cast picture?
I like the cast picture, actually. I didn't expect to see Tilly there. Book is still around and not wearing Starfleet, which is good. I appreciate that. But I think, I don't know, I feel fine. Burnham should, I don't know, her hair's kind of long. I don't know if that's regulation. But
it's future regulation, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Because, you know, like, what is Stamets and Hugh doing? They're just kind of there. And you could argue the same thing to some extent with Lower Decks characters. Why is the Doctor there? But it's not the same proceduralness in Discovery. It's much more giant story forward.
Yeah.
You know, every crew member is meant to be very important, not just the medical officer, right? You don't need to see Tiana much. She's just there. But why is Kolber there? You know, he was such a hero, you know? Well, they shall have journeys.
Well, they wanted to have everybody included for the final season cast photo, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the fact they're including Tilly and Newman on the right, and yet no Vance, is interesting.
Yes. But this is, I think... Well, no, I was going to say this is the Discovery crew, but I guess not. Tilly's no longer on board.
Nope. And that guy's the captain of some other ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I know he's at captain level, so he's, you know, they're going down to that again.
I like seeing him. I like that actor, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I still, even though I can see him, I'm hard pressed to recognize him as the guy from BSG. He doesn't feel at all the same. I mean, he changes you age, but I would not have. It's like, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The creepy guy from BSG. Oh wait, that's lots of them.
Let's see what people are saying about what I asked in the chat there. Gray Matter says he'll watch it because he really likes Discovery. Matthew says he's going to watch it just because it's Star Trek. It's kind of the same answer I would give. Ozzy wants them to fix the shuttle bay door.
That would be nice, yeah. The end of the arc of the shuttle bay door. That is a... Yeah.
Danger Man says he's excited for it, even though it's cool to say that you're not. Kevin says morbid curiosity here. But yeah, so watch it because I like Trek, says Chris. A lot of people are kind of in that boat, I think, just because it's Star Trek, they're watching it. And I admit I'll watch anything Star Trek, but then you get those other channels that say, oh yeah, these simps to watch anything that's Star Trek, blah, blah, blah. Or same as Star Wars, right? No matter how bad it is. And it's like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, it's Star Trek. I'm going to watch it. And there's a lot, and we've talked about this a lot. There's a lot I've liked from Discovery since the beginning. It's not all things I like, and I wouldn't have done it the way they did it. But there are aspects to it that I do enjoy, so I am interested to see how it ends and what that means exactly. So,
yeah.
Well, how about you? Are you excited to see the end, or are you just watching it because it's Star Trek?
I mean, neither. In the sense of, it's obviously our job, so we're going to watch it either way. That's a little bit different. It's like I really was excited for Ahsoka, still haven't seen it. For whatever reason, mostly just finding time, right? And time is the most precious thing I've been doing. You know what I've been doing. Takes a bit of my time. But each season, the fact that obviously different showrunners, different visions, right? Each season's been so different, so that it's a canvas they keep. They keep the canvas, change the paints on it. I really liked season 3 relative to 1 and 2. 4 was a letdown in comparison, but had some better general writing when it was good. It could be their best season. It could be a mediocre season. It could make, for me, 3 bad decisions story-wise that breaks it. There's no way I can tell until we get there because the cast are all fine and they can do well in the right situation, right? Or they can be plain. Like that's, so it's about the story, and I have no idea what the story is except the basic premise of being the 2 aliens who are stealing stuff, and it's the Bonnie and Clyde. That's it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, we asked for low-key. I don't want to destroy the universe plot. That'd be great. I want more Starfleet stuff, but the fact we've got Tilly and new captain implies that for sure. The story's what I care about, really. These characters are here, there, doesn't matter so much. And obviously they're super future anyway, and they're in an alternate timeline, because, if they're the future, then no one ever changes anything in time, then all the time travel stories become moot. Like, how many episodes of Trek? Temporal Cold War fought over there. You can change time permanently, so they are clearly not the definitive timeline. So none of their actions are ever going to mean anything in the grand scheme. Versus Picard and the Stargazer, etc. But it depends on the story. I would like a low key, Starfleet centric. I'd like to think they refitted the bridge slightly for the first time in 5 years because it would look a bit different. They shouldn't be using the same LCARs or the same whatever. It'd be nice if they update that a little bit. Every year they don't do that, it's more laughable as a concept, for them to use that. Advances their lots, Presidents their lots, Vulcan Presidents their lots, the Mum, sure. Maybe Guardian Forever again, bring back Carl, he was good. That's the thing. If they now know and they gave them a bit more footage to film, they might always give, because what is Burnham's closure? If not going back in time and seeing Spock and saying, my show got cancelled, Spock. I'm never going to see you again. Here's what is the closure for these characters? Since her story was entirely wrapped around Sarek and by extension Spock, or is she so far past the roots of her season 1, season 2 arc that it doesn't matter because they have Carl, they can time travel if they need to. Will they use that?
Good question.
Does it matter to give them closure? I don't know. Yeah. Or is there closure in the future?
I'm really interested to see how that last episode ends. Like, they're still doing their thing in the future, or do they have to go back and try to correct something and actually go missing? That'd be cool, but it's also not a good send-off. It's also not a good send-off for them. But I think there's going to be a lot of seeds being planted in this one too for the Starfleet Academy show with Tilly.
Well, it depends. If this thing was greenlit, if that show's greenlit, because this thing had already been filmed, I believe, by the time they even announced it. So they'd have to actually include that plot line from that. They'd have to know the plot of Academy, integrate it organically, film it, and then lock that. Imagine if they did a setup for Academy and then they changed they're like the showrunner change, for example, and they change the plot. It's like, well, none of our setups work anymore. I have to cut them. So I would assume probably at the end they'll have a setup because now they know the plot, and maybe in fact they might end the series with the Academy premise. You know, Discovery goes off on this, and now we get Academy. Tune in, and it's 8 months for Academy season 1. And it's like, oh, it's just Tilly and half the cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could very well be the plan.
Yeah, and as you were saying earlier, I don't have faith that they're gonna refit the bridge at all. I was actually kind of discouraged when I saw the Section 31 filming in Toronto now. And you see Michelle Yeoh hiding behind a clapper, but you look behind her, and it's still Discovery sets. It's like she could have gone anywhere in time, done anything with Carl from being sent by Carl, and I don't know.
Yep,
it bugged me a little bit.
She's just in a Discovery era or some such. Yep.
And Danger Man says, has there ever been a satisfying ending to anything? Yes, all good things.
To anything? I mean, that's another way of phrasing it. Are you saying no TV shows? I mean, yeah, All Good Things was tremendous. Endgame I thought was great. Some of the DS9 finale was great. Then it continued for 20 minutes.
And continued again, and continued again.
Enterprise.
Oh, hey, we don't talk about that.
Yes. But I like stories that, and Picard was very satisfying too. Final season, anyway. So
Yeah.
Because I don't need our heroes to die. I don't want to see these people die in the last minute to save anybody. Let them live happy lives in the future. All be happy and pleasant and whatnot. But yeah, the question is, are they popular enough with the fans? Because of course, each of their actor paychecks are inflated by 5 years of work in the show. So to bring them in on Academy, they're going to be special. They're going to be the equivalent of getting Frakes on Voyager. But with modern inflation, so a lot of budget would go towards them. But they would be, they're the stars you can bring onto Academy. So you'd assume they would certainly leave them in a position they can be grabbed for that show. Although would Doug Jones want to be in that makeup again? Certainly more elaborate than Michael Dorn's.
Well, Doug Jones is so used to makeup in his career.
And you get a pay bonus for makeup because obviously it takes more time and it sucks. So you make a lot as a makeup actor.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Worf, though, Michael Dorn, because I'm curious this season to find out what the hell is going on with the Klingons. They haven't been mentioned, seen, anything since they've gone to the future. There's things like that I want cleared up this season. Will they do it? I don't know. But I certainly hope so. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
But would you rather see the Klingons and you just hate what they did with them, or not see them and leave the mystery?
Not seeing them and leaving the mystery is fine. It leaves it open to your headcanon, imagination, whatever you want to do. I don't think they'd make the mistake of having them look like they're season 1 Klingons, considering what we see in Strange New Worlds and stuff now. So I don't know. I think that's why they left well enough alone from showing them when they went to the future, but they don't want to admit their mistake. But I don't know. At least a mention of what the hell's going on with the Klingon Empire would be nice.
Well, you've now got to look at what's in the store cupboard, right? They've now got all the Klingon makeup from season 2 of Stranger Worlds, which they would be filming somewhat at the same time. So they would, I'm assuming they'll do a lot of LED wall stuff, which in fairness, if they're doing lots of TNG connection stuff, then there might be a scene, again, I'm just obviously adding my own, what I would write, right? But the fact that you've got Bookship being a hollow room, or Michael Burnham's office being a hollow room, you could easily have, you then wake up and they're on a TNG set visibly, then it becomes a holodeck and, LED wall, right? You don't need to build anything. So you would think that they could do something clever, which would, or even, would that be kind of fun to kind of pay off their own thing? What if they do have a TNG? So, okay. Riddle me this, you ready, Stuart?
Always.
So I think this is a good plot line. I just came up with it on the spot. What if the plot is they find So the Bonnie and Clyde is the future plot line. Cool. It's just a standard fare, nothing special. It just kind of keeps. It's a day of the life, right? Fine. But because of that, they find the Romulan ship, which has some. A Romulan gets him frozen in stasis. He wakes up, and he has the secret to a problem from the TNG era that because he didn't make it, whatever happened, or his wife did a thing, something really dramatic. And he's able to convince Starfleet to let him go back in time using the Guardian Forever Carl, which obviously feels like a payoff to season 3. 3? 3. And they go back and use the LED wall tech. And Burnham then, obviously, when she's there, in the past, maybe even in TNG costume to kind of make it Love Fest, which would be funny because they need to make the Enterprise season finale Enterprise episode, make Discovery season finale Enterprise episode, TNG episode 2. No. And then she goes and seeks out old Spock, played by Peck, as aged up Ambassador Spock, and she gets to have closure with old him. And that's her closure, and she goes back to the future, and it's all good. And we get to see him play old Spock.
That'd be interesting to see him play old Spock for sure.
Because you can do it with makeup.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, anybody can come back in some kind of holographic form anyway. So maybe they have tech that can extrapolate what somebody would have said to you. So she pulls up a hologram of Spock. So you could get not even old Ethan.
But it wouldn't have the weight.
No, I know.
And I'm just suggesting then, because then there's such a link to a reason to go back in time, is to solve this TNG guy's problem, and then she bumps into Spock, and he's Romulan, right? Maybe it's onto Romulus, and she bumps into Spock organically, and he's like, Michael, and not even deliberate, literally just they're at the same meeting. Could even bring compress. Well, I mean, Sealer, a bit too old for that, but yeah, because you can't de-age that much. But it'd be just a simple way of having, because we saw that she, obviously different teams, but she can go off with Spock on an entire subplot in season 2 and can be a thing. So if that's her closure and it gives us a TNG connection, we can bump in another famous ship, maybe get Frakes to don the uniform again, TNG, do a de-aging, dye his hair again, For the third finale in a row, fourth finale in a row, you're playing Captain Riker. Or a Riker.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they'll show Riker. Because I feel like if they knew... If Frakes knew what season 3 was going to be, when he was filming and directing for this season 5, just like with Geordi and Voyager, just get him on board, wouldn't the most lovely things... He never appeared on Discovery as Riker. If they hologrammed Riker as he looked in Picard, so he's wearing the Picard... It's just off the shelf, right? They've now got his full appearance for that era. And he comes and does something that's helpful, and then it'll be on another version show, because then the only thing he wouldn't have been on is Prodigy. And they can still have him in season 2 if they want. That'd be kind of a meta joke, but it's you're already in the office, you're already here, we can fly a uniform in, Holo Riker. And it would link to TNG. Maybe, he's already on payroll. I don't know, do you want to see a Holo Riker for an episode for lolsies?
Yeah. There's a lot of Holo people I like to see, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, somebody mentioned earlier the Doctor from Voyager, Living Witness. I mean, he's floating around out there somewhere.
Well, at least he could be. He could have got killed at any point, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah. But he's also on Prodigy season 2, so I don't know if they would necessarily do that. But
yeah, because they both do use the same people, and also actively say, no, we're not doing this, this, and this. So it's odd how they limit themselves and also use it. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in seeing that level of connection? Because it would allow it to feel more integrated. Of course, they have not been shy of doing that in other seasons, and in the future,
it's interesting. It's an interesting idea. I'm just really curious how it's going to end, though. Are they? Somebody had mentioned, in Captain America, going back and fixing everything so that. But again, I had the same hopes for Enterprise with the Temporal Cold War, that the little canon issues that were in Enterprise first couple seasons would be fixed, and then it just got dropped.
Well, that'd be the biggest kick in the teeth to go in and erase Vulcan Hello.
Show?
Yeah, I mean, be a waste of everyone's time then, wouldn't it?
Well, a lot of people would really like that, though.
Not that many, though. Most people are ambiguous.
And the people that would like it wouldn't be watching it anyway to find out that happened.
Yeah, they'd look at clips and bitch, and it's like, that wasn't in context. Where to reach. Now, that said, I would be absolutely fine if they did time travel into the Vulcan Hello, and it depends what closure is because the show is about Michael Burnham. They've made it very clear from the start. She is the lead. She's the center of the universe. Abundantly clear, right? So the last episode might end up entirely pushing everyone to the side, letting them have their moments, then moving on, right? And just giving her the final like half an hour, which would be very in character, very in keeping. But like I said, what is her thing? Is it Vulcan Hello? Is it changing the choice that? Although I don't think she'd see it that way because she met Book and she helped save the universe several times, etc. Is it? I don't know, right? Like what is her? You know, she seems so settled. She's already had we did it. Her mum's in the future somehow. Amazing.
Yeah.
She's got a good boyfriend. Amazing. Yes, he lost his planet, but she's got a ship, same ship, very, very old ship. Well, in the version. Or is it about the cast? Are they going to make it more about the ensemble and actually give everyone a DS9 style thing? But then what the hell do you give Rise and Bryce?
Reese.
Yeah, there you go. You refer to their one time mention like their volleyball when they were dying of asphyxiation. Like, is that the reference they bring? They're so,
Well, Grey Matter makes a good point. What if she was actually forced to go back and remove herself from the timeline? Because we all know Spock never had a sister. That'd be interesting.
Oh, it would be interesting. Well, I mean, as Kurtzman did say, at the end of the day, it'll all like the canon. He said that in the press interviews for season 1. So, and he's still one of the leads in charge. So if he keeps to his word, this is the end. It should all line up to canon. But guys, subject your thoughts, comments, and questions. We're now almost 40 minutes in with one super chat, which is not enough. Put your thoughts and comments and questions.
Yes, and hit like. 70 of you here, 46 likes. Let's get up to at least 50. It does sound like they're doing something different with the story this season. Well, yeah, I have no idea you say that, but when I watched the trailer for season 5, I was so underwhelmed.
Yeah, let me watch that because it left no impression whatsoever.
Yeah, everybody referred to it as Indiana Jones, which it looks like. They're riding like four-wheelers, and half the time they're not wearing Starfleet uniforms. Now, we have seen clips of Burnham doing a spacewalk on another ship.
That looked great.
That looks really cool, actually, yeah. So I'm holding out hope that this season has some gems in it.
LED wall tech, man. It becomes 500 times easier to make really big things.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this season has some good stuff in it, but not so much that it's like,
Bridge is the same.
Now it's sad that the show's leaving, right? But
it's amazing. I don't think of this show at any other point in the year.
I know.
Like, you say it's sad, but I haven't thought about this show since the last time I did a video about it. Literally.
I said it would be sad if it was leaving if they really improved their game this season.
It
felt more like Enterprise season 4, where it's like, oh man.
I mean, if they'd just done season 3 and then season 4 was about building the Federation back up, I would have been great. It's just season 4 is a bit weaker than it could have been. 3 was great. Again, I like 3.
Mark Lawrence, member for 47 months at the rank of Federation Council, says, I'd like to see the crew of Discovery find out they're actually in an alternate future.
Yeah.
One where Burnham and Discovery didn't exist.
Oh.
That's why there was no records when they arrived. Oh. It'd actually be in the Prime universe now. It explains Strange New Worlds differences from TOS as well. Yeah. Again, I'm hoping for something like that. I'm not confident at all that we're going to get that from these people, though.
I'm now watching the clip. Because, the trailer is so unbelievably generic. It looks nice, but it's so unbelievably Indiana Jones in space. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
It's amazing how generic it is. Again, it looks nice, but generic. And again, that's the sad thing. The CG in this one like shot of of Burnham going through his thing is better than almost any CG in Picard season 3. In terms of like you can see it was expensive.
Yeah.
Like I wish they put more money in Picard season 3 because this already looks more expensive than Picard season 3 instantly, and like that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. The cast of Enterprise should be in the finale.
That would be fun. That would be very fun.
Well, they've referenced Enterprise quite a few times now with Archer Station and the snow globe with the NX-01 in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
That would be a tremendously meta thing.
Again, very doubtful.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. You know, while we like the canonicity of the universe.
Canonicity.
Yeah. Just like pitched to Enterprise, you know, hanging the idea of this final season to then include another show, then you'd be focused on them more. You know, it's a very fair point.
Yeah.
It should be about them, but of course, have fun with it, right? And as I've always said, every actor, it's amazing that Patrick can still be the lead of a show at how old? This is in the 80s, right? He was already 40 something. Like, grab him while you can, because you're not going to grab him much after.
Sergeant Montgomery throws in $2.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mako. Burnham, unifying the timelines would be great. And so apropos for Burnham that can do anything. They've changed her character though from season 1. Like she's a much better character now, especially now that she's a captain. So,
well, that's why I say that's why it's very much about the story. If the story is good, super. And yeah, you know, maybe a film after. We didn't get that for any other show except TNG, but you know, I mean, if that's the thing, if they've taken the sets and given them Section 31 and they keep them roughly intact, then as we know, it's building sets that can be often the big problem. And you know they're quite generic corridors, right? You repaint them blue, alien corridor, repaint them this. You know they're not the most dynamic sets in the world. And the LED wall, because that LED wall soundstage is there. I mean, Blood and Chrome could do incredible things with a giant green screen. LED wall, you can do even more with a lot less.
Yep.
Because I mean, I don't think almost anybody would flinch if they you know destroyed the Discovery Bridge set, and then just put a 3D version of that behind Burnham. And, you know, the chemistry is fine. You know, keep it as a projection. Like you wouldn't be able to tell if it was in a close up. You just wouldn't. So you could easily do, you know, not necessarily reshoots, but like new clips on that set. And I would imagine that's what you probably do for an Academy show if you're then doing coming back to Discovery. It's all good. You know, Captain Burnham's coming in, she's walked in, Discovery's hit. And then you get a fun sequence of her on the captain's chair. Yep, not a problem. You can do it. Not an issue.
Well, we have 107 votes on our poll.
Oh, excellent.
Let's close it out there and put up a new poll. But so how do you feel about this being the final season? Couldn't be happier wins with 35%.
Okay.
Second place is sad that the show even started.
Ouch.
With 28%. But sad to see it go gets 19% and would like more seasons at 17%. So
that's a very interesting result.
It is, yeah.
Given that and I'll do a new poll, Stuart. Given that we don't cultivate a negative mindset here, that's interesting. Balanced, for good and for bad. New poll coming.
Yeah. And guys, yeah, I noticed that too. That you can now like super chats, so we can see how many people who gets the most likes for their super chats. You guys can click like on super chats now, apparently. So, thank you, YouTube, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Now we can have like who can give the most thought-provoking super chats so they can get the most likes and win the super chat like ratio today. Black Nerd 05, how much of this is racial versus actual criticism? For what? Burnham? There's no racism here, so.
I mean, we all love DS9, so.
Yeah.
And Lower Decks, Black Captain.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd come here and ask that. But yeah. 49 likes, only one like away from 50, guys. So hit that like button. We have 76 of you here, which is awesome. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed, do all the things, and hit that like button, please, to help us out. And super chat. We want to hear your thoughts and comments about this upcoming season, and will you be joining us for our reviews of said season? It is starting in April, so we want to kind of hear from you guys and have you guys turn up for those, of course. So let us know in the chat if you're going to be joining for those or not. Ozzy, $2, the return of Queen Cat. Yes, grudge the queen.
Now, obviously, I feel entirely strongly about this poll, but I'm interested to see what you guys think.
Ooh. Did you prefer Michael Burnham's character best in Season 1, OG Vulcan vibe, Season 2, off and doing her own thing, or Season 3 to 4, leader and captain?
Because she's not Captain 3, but for me, that's the you feel it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. My answer for that would be Season 3 and 4.
Area 51, yes, come back. We're still here.
What? Area 51?
Yeah, it's been here for a while.
Oh, yes.
But we'll be here. We'll be here. Looking at the old shows, new shows, and in between.
He's had some financial woes, and I've tried to help him out a bit. But
well, good luck. Yes, indeed.
Glad you could stop in and say hi. We do miss you. Yes. You're always a great supporter of the channel, so we really appreciate that.
Now I wonder if they're gonna, because obviously I said Discovery's a big part Burnham, right? 3 and 4 have changed the paradigm radically. Obviously, has she ever mentioned Sarek in a season and a half, 2 seasons? I don't think she has.
I think there was one mention of Spock at one point.
Yeah, I think Spock, but
not Sarek. I don't think.
But that vibe that was so crucial to 1 and 2, I think it's gone now. So I'm now wondering, is the vibe going to be at the end of the season that she and Book get married and like her new paradigm is happy with alien husband, captain,
happy with a side of fries.
Yeah, I mean we've never had a married end of season because you don't tend to give them partners at the end. If they'd had given Janeway, and not Janeway. Janeway and Chakotay, I would have probably said the same thing. Maybe you can imagine a quick marriage at the end, just for we'll never get home. We must get married. Oh shit, we're home. Oops, to the priest. Annulment. But is that because they've such a big part of 3 and 4, and it's a really good relationship? Do you think is that the closure? Just maybe even they're going to cut forward 10 years somehow, and then their kids are doing Starfleet and some really cute. Which in fact maybe that would be maybe they will skip 15 years forward. Because they're not particularly old actors. They could play 50s with a little bit more grey in the hair, right? It's the future. You'll look about the same. Imagine if they did, say, 15 years later, and it's now they've got 2 children, say, and both going to the academy. And that could be the academy show, which gives them a time to do whatever they want, structurally. Federation's back, time jump, kids. Is that the closure for the character that you need? Could be interesting?
Yeah, I think Book and her becoming parents would be kind of cool, actually.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, ending out with getting married. I do like that. And you could have they got time to film another 20 minutes or whatever for a finale. Yeah. So I don't know. Say the goodbyes of everybody. Tilly off to Starfleet Academy to teach new cadets. Saru could become a diplomat, start reforming the Federation with all the member worlds that kind of went away during the burn. Got Culber and Stamets. They could go have a happy life too.
Yeah, I mean, retire Marcelo Drive. He goes to medical colony somewhere. Just have a nice life. They could hum together. Because I think was it humming that got them together. Culber was humming in a
Yeah, it was an opera. It was an opera or a music style.
Yeah,
but,
that's what got me. Which is rather sweet.
Yeah.
And I just want to address Jared. She wasn't doing her own thing in season 2. She was following Pike. 3 was having her own life crisis. Yes and no. In 2, she went off to clear her brother's name, so she went off and found him, and then they went to Telosian, the planet, for like 3-4 episodes as their own sub story. So that's what I'm referring to. She was very much doing her own thing with Spock. I don't know many characters, but she's not with the crew for a large percentage of that season. 3, she's as well, but then she's with everyone for the rest of the season. For me, it feels more like a combined season. 2 is more they have their own sub stories because Pike is very much the leader of Discovery. Burnham's her own thing.
Yeah. Chris Quillip says, "I like the uniforms, but can't stand that Anyman cut." I know. I'm right there with you.
Medium shots is fine.
Oh,
Raphael, no, there's far worse characters.
I was just about to read that when you said that.
Those are worse characters. Don't be mean.
Richard Wells, I used to watch a couple of episodes before bed every night on Netflix.
Oh.
Can't be asked to bother with this buggy app on Paramount. Oh.
But I really like the idea of them being parents and skipping to that, especially as you can imagine, Burnham lost her family, literal family, lost Kwejan, literal and metaphorical family, and so, an orphan and another orphan starting a family of their own in the future, that's a very apt, happy ending. And you could say, maybe they have 4 kids, 5, right? There's five lovely kids, whatever. They've made their own family. That's rather sweet, And then maybe, each of the main bridge crew go silly with it. Say she's got 10 kids, right? Just for the lols. For the reason, you say each bridge officer is like a godparent. So they each one have a child. Like, you look after Jeff, and you look after Billy, and you look after Cassie, I mean, it depends on the city you want to go with it, right? Because that's the thing. You are allowed to have a self-referential love fest for your final scenes. It doesn't really happen very often, but you're allowed to do that. And I like people living happily ever after, And is adoption not one of the big themes of Discovery? Because Adira, adopted by Colburn Stamets, but I don't remember all his names now. I haven't talked about him for a long time. Being adopted by them, ostensibly. Saru adopted by Starfleet after he left his own planet. That's adopted. And he adopted, you could argue, the kid who blew up the universe. If he's in it. Whatever what was his name?
I don't remember.
Burnmaker? No.
Jeff. His name is Jeff.
He's killed the universe. Obviously, Tilly's an orphan in the sense they all are, right? Like literal, but making their own family. That's the theme.
Yeah. Jeff W says, "What would you two think of giving Discovery the choice to return to the 23rd century at the end?" I don't like. No likey. Keep them in the future.
It feels like they've worked reasonably painstaking to make this future universe work with a really well fleshed out art design and such. To go back, I mean, I joked go back for a brief moment, but no, I would be thoroughly against that.
Agreed.
I just don't know the point of it. I mean, a scene back in the past could be cool.
Yes.
Depending when and where you could film it, but or like I say, seeing old Spock, I think that'd be tremendous to see Ethan play an old Spock because he's such a different character. I'd rather see Wrath of Khan Spock potentially, but love to see Ethan in the Wrath of Khan style. We've got to go back to find multiple Spocks. I don't know, right? But with the LED wall, it is relatively easy to build a segment, relics. You build 3/4 of the, or one corner of the TOS set. Do the LED wall now. Just 3D model that bit, project it, boom, on the Star 6 set. Way easy.
Yeah, I think there might be more fan pandering this season, perhaps. Like I said, I feel like there's going to be something this season that's going to be like, I might be interested in more than I have been in the past couple seasons. So, and I think it's going to be kind of sad knowing that, oh, this is the last season, and that was a really good episode. That was a really good reference, and I just have that feeling it's going to give me that season 4 of Enterprise vibe. I just really do. But that's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because if you do, I'm happy with the multi-story arc, yeah. But then you've only got 10 episodes, so 3 of 3 in a finale, I suppose. Again, it all is on story, and the fact that we've already kind of moved away already. How quickly we move away from the idea of the Bonnie and Clyde alien plot, as not being interesting enough. Is that a testament?
Bonnie and Clyde, that's funny.
Well, that's what they've said in interviews.
Yeah. Let's see.
How much do you care about that is what I'm saying. The fact that we've moved away from it, that plot, that basic structure that we sort of quote unquote know.
I'm kind of glad they did, if I'm honest. I'm glad they moved away from it.
No, us. I mean, why have we moved away from it so quickly in this discussion? Because that's the plot of season 5 is what we know. There's Bonnie and Clyde people stealing stuff, and they're going to chase them.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when Book and...
No, the two characters, the 2 new characters, the alien, the green alien, and the girl. That's the new Bonnie and Clyde of the season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's what I said in interviews. That's the new.
What?
That's the plot of the season. As in the
plot.
That's what we know.
Yeah, I haven't heard any interviews.
They're quite charming or whatever.
Well, it shrinks the... Well,
that explains why I didn't talk about it. You didn't know about it. That answers my question.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, that shrinks the scale down immensely, and that's I think why it feels more like an Indiana Jones type of season. Mm-hmm. Based on the trailer, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, we've been saying the whole time, we don't want galaxy ending, universe ending, friggin' threats all the time. Mm-hmm. But I also don't want a complete season focused on just them. That's the thing that this show does really badly, I think, is it doesn't compartmentalize episodes and have them feel episodic. That's why it doesn't feel like Star Trek to me and to a lot of people, I think. Because of those grand stories that are spread over multiple episodes. It just could have been 2 episodes, could have been 3 episodes.
Which is funny because that certainly is a part of season 2. I can remember we went to Church Planet, we went to Talos 4, we went to other things that happened in the season that I'll remember in time. Because episodes had, we talked at the time, they left on a cliffhanger that was never satisfyingly resolved in any next part. They always tricked us. We were going to watch it either way, but that was clearly a marketing ploy to try and get people to watch because they were not confident in the season. Plot holes, etc. But they felt more episodic. Last season, gosh. I remember the first 2. Then the middle happened, the padding. There was a bit in a prison planet with some moral stuff, which was quite good. And then along Leaving the Galaxy 10C. I don't remember the middle. There was a middle.
And I do remember as well reviewing season 2 and going, all right, so this was a good episode. Bookended by that goddamn plot about control. Start with something, end with something, but you still have an episode in the middle, so you can remember it.
The non-sentient AI, which is sentient by definition, it couldn't be doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's already the thing you're trying to stop. You idiots.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I would totally just have loved to have seen a whole season of them going to world after world and helping rebuild the Federation. That would have been great. And then half the worlds, are worlds we know because Spore Drive, and half are worlds we don't know. Give it, we go to the one, whatever planet, the president, the white hair president, and
Delta.
Delta. Planets we know that are weird, and then also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff W. makes a good point. The next generation episode, The Chase being a full season. Exactly. the chase, or there's is that okay? Is the chase about where they go and they find that everybody was seeded from the same source?
I'm going to assume so based on context clues, yes.
And there's also the other one with the Vulcan weapon.
Yeah.
Which is a two-parter. Like that would be a season. That would be a whole season in Discovery, that weapon plot, instead of 2 episodes.
Shouldn't have even been 2 episodes, in my opinion.
Exactly.
So I don't believe that they wouldn't just scan Picard's face and detect that he's Picard. Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy who's a criminal, just some of the most famous people in Starfleet and therefore the galaxy. Yep, not gonna scan. Okay, sure. Of course, we'll let Riker go into a bar and talk to a lady for 3 minutes. That's a long scene.
And that was Gambit. Okay, so
Gambit,
yeah,
the
chase. Which one is the chase? Let's see.
Oh, they can hypno. It just depends. Stuart's a big episodic guy, so I'd rather that over the other. As I keep saying, if the story is great, then maybe I want more than 10. You know, don't know. And certainly,
the chase is about the galaxy being seeded by the same race. Yeah, it's a fantastic episode.
By not the changeling.
Yeah. Yes.
Same actress, same-ish makeup, but not the same character, of course. That was a good one. But yeah, if they're gonna genuinely, because that's the thing, as you've said many a time, especially with season 2's trailer, which was excellent. It was a really good trailer. It was the first 2 episodes. That's what they'd finished.
Yes.
That's what they spent a lot of money on. That's what they ever spent money on, right? Cool. So even contemplating that this TNG Romulan spaceship will be more than an episode just feels faulty to me. Because it's very much a single episode concept, or it's a part of a season. Like, really embrace that TNG, time travel, hollow, Romulans from the past, and TNG costume shenanigans. Like, it's. But I can't expect that because, of course, it's in the trailer, and that could be for 1 episode.
While you were talking, I just got a realization that it's like the Maltese Falcon. I have a feeling they're going to go back, find this artifact on this Romulan ship, and it's going to get stolen, and they're going to have to go find it, and it's going to be a back and forth. Hopefully not for the whole season, but I think it's going to be one of those type of deals, which makes it feel Indiana Jones. Like, he gets the arc, then he loses the arc, and damn.
Which, in fairness, is an interesting potential season, that you get to different environments, you get to have the cast use their skills. It depends. It's different, right? It's almost the reverse of season 4, which is very insular because pandemic. But yeah, if they steal the thing, but when they get the thing again, it puts them on a merry goose chase or a chase around the galaxy. To it, obviously, you can spore drive to an ancient secret that the Romulans hid that was lost. So it's a TNG tech, a TNG secret, a TNG whatever, which then to reverse engineer, which would then also allow you to, in fairness, spore drive like a Romulan colony, and there's a message from Seela there.
Mm-hmm.
You could have, can you imagine that's why Seela wasn't in season 3? Because she also cryogenicked herself. They bump into.
Geez.
I mean, that would be fun. That would be a hell of a. That's why she wasn't in Trek again, because she's the villain of season 5 of Discovery in the future. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be impressive.
More Seela would be good, yeah.
Which would also be why you could argue they legally said, Terry said, we want Denise in season 3. No, she's the villain of Discovery season 5. And he's like, what? What?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, well, I guess she's off limits. That would be wonderful. Make her, because they already had, of course, Emerald Chain Lady, who, what was her name?
Osira.
Great, most of the time. Denise Crosby would be phenomenal, and you could kind of buy, at least conceptually, she's scheming enough to work in the future. Mischievous, right? Unpredictable. And maybe we could even argue that the other, she has like a buried Deck somewhere, and its cloak is so old it's undetectable. I could buy that as well, right? It's so antiquated you don't have to look for, so that would work for a little bit. But then she can still go back in time, and we know Seela is already a remnant from another timeline. There's a certain bit of fun there, and Carl at the end could send her back. I would be very down for that. finding Sealer on an old TNG ship. Stasis, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. That'd be kind of cool.
And it could even be, Sealer from only 10 years after, before all the stuff with Shinzon and stuff. That's literally why we never saw her. Wow, that'd be fun.
But Olivia is here with $5.
Thank you,
Olivia. I come in here late and all I see is 56 likes and 71 people here. Why? Hit like right now. Do it. Stop ignoring me, Mr. or Missy. Listen to Olivia. She has spoken.
Yeah. Dangerman, these stories have to appeal to a modern audience where fast action appeals. True. But of course, Strange World does not fast action appeal to a lot of people, and because in 3, some action? Not particularly fast, everyone's very old. I know they're the action shown clearly from the trailers, but you can certainly get action for action's sake. It's like that's probably why I like John Wick. All the action is so carefully crafted around the guy's ability set. Like Jackie Chan, his movies, right? The action is so crafted that it's not, none of it's for its own sake. It's very, very intentional to the point of, well, like I said, rehearsed and crafted. But I've liked Discovery the best when it wasn't the action pieces. I know I'm me, but I liked their, the Romulan or Unification 3 when it's just a debate with Romulans and that was great. That was a really good episode.
Feels more Star Trek.
For sure.
Go figure.
Similar vein. I love it. All 3 of these are all the same sort of episode. Having to someone leaving the Federation, whatever, and Burnham's doing the case, and should we go and attack the race from outside the universe? Everyone's on the Federation Council spinning thing. Also brilliant. She was really good. And the other one I was thinking of, where she's at Vulcan, she's discussing their going to Federation. Again, 3 well-written, well-acted pieces about Star Trek stuff. There's the least actiony possible, and they're all great.
Yeah. Mark Lawrence, though, $2. I'd love to see another Tony Todd cameo. Yeah?
Yeah.
To which Chip November says, no cameos, none, 0. Legacy can be where we get cameos, where Terry knows how to work with time-bending stories.
But if we don't get a legacy, then you might have to only... There's no reason to think we are getting a legacy, because there is no legacy at the moment, so...
There is no legacy, only Zul.
There is no legacy except what we make for ourselves. Da-dum-dum-da-dum.
That's destiny.
And yours is...
Or fate.
Whatever you said.
Yeah, be quiet, you.
Oh yeah, what do you think of the new trailer for Ghostbusters?
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh.
I don't know. I've only seen one trailer, so I don't know if there's a new one, but
yeah, one was released like a week ago.
I haven't seen that one yet. I'm just sort of, pissed at Bill Murray still. For all those years when Ivan Reitman was alive, you didn't want to go back to Ghostbusters. Then after he dies, I'll do another movie, and another one after that. It just kind of pisses me off.
Well, when an older actor who doesn't get work very often, then being paid top dollar to star in his famous franchise, that's called his retirement fund.
I know, it just kind of bugs me a little bit, that's all.
That said, at least they're good. Like, getting the gambit together and it be good is more worth it than because I don't like Ghostbusters 2 particularly. It's got a weird tone, the script's not very good in my opinion. Like, it's not a good sequel. It's weird, so I would not have liked the third one. It's like The Matrix, right? Often people say there's only one good Matrix film. So, percentage-wise, I hate The Matrix, because there's 4 bad ones and 1 good one. Ghostbusters, it's currently 1 good for me, 1 not good, and another one that's whatever it is, and then a good one. So, percentage-wise, it's 50-50. That's good for anything. So, I thought it was good, fun. I have no idea what's going on, but the fact that we get all the Ghostbusters together in the old packs is what you want to see as a fan, and they've earned it after last year not doing that. So, the last time, yeah.
And to get Annie Potts back and everybody, that's pretty great.
And it's amazing that in a Big Bang Through Young Sheldon, she's played to be an old grandma with white hair, and then she cuts back to this being older than I think she's meant to be in the other show. Now dark hair, shorter, feeling younger. Like, but you played a grandma in the other show. How do you feel young here? It's called acting.
Yes, I'm excited to see it, but Frozen Empire, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's got to be better than Ghostbusters 2. It's just that simple. Why are we talking about Ghostbusters? Olivia, $10.
Oh,
Did you know you can discover more about
okay.
Stuart?
We'll
Find out about his pugs,
Oh, I can't like
his
it.
collections, and what he really thinks about Sam. Join him live on the Captain Foley personal channel.
It's true.
It's true. Link in the description of all of our videos. Go check it out.
And it all helps the Trekyards channel too, just so you know.
It does.
It's a double whammy of love and joy.
Yes. And don't worry, my first reactions to new episodes and stuff are still going to be on the Trekyards channel.
Yes.
But stuff that's just general conversation is going to be over on the Captain Foley personal channel.
Which is funny, because in theory you could do your first reaction here, half an hour later, do your after hours first reaction, and just be more salty.
Well, I won't do two separate ones. I'll just...
I'm saying
the ones that
conceptually be fun. It's like it's the same show again, just like, now I'm saltier, because it's 2 hours. The curfew is over.
Yeah, well, I'll keep all that stuff on here, so
yes.
Whatever.
Speaking of whatever, though, guys, my next Trek fan film releases this Saturday. What is it called? I can't remember. I have 2 films. It's Joe can look apparently because he does know. It's a new film. That is a TOS film with a bit of fun from other eras as well. Do tune in. Do check it out. There's some fun to be had. We've not revealed everything that's in it, so go check it out. I'm rather pleased with the end as well. So check it out. Share the word. The fan films continue to exist because you guys like, enjoy, share, and support us on Patreon or Indiegogo, of course, to see more. Etc.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, Sam. I'm scrolling to look. You should know. You're the director, creator, writer, sound guy, visual effects guy, actor.
Know. It's true.
The problem is you do too many. That's the problem.
It is getting hard to remember.
Back to yesterday.
I just found it as well. Damn it.
Beat you to it.
Very TOS plot. Although, it's amazing that the more of these you make, you realise you sympathise with the actors. So what did you think of season 3, episode 4? Shields at 43%, Captain! And you wonder why I don't remember the whole episode. Because they were there for 30 minutes.
Technically, actually, the shields would be at 41%, because in the previous scene, we saw a screen display. Anyhow.
And even me, who does literally everything in the film, has a hard time remembering every part of every film, because I've done so many. So it's two sides of the coin.
And Don is here, and he says, I'm still more hyped about season 2 of Star Trek Prodigy than the final season of Discovery. I think most people are more hyped about season 2 of Prodigy. But yeah, I'm curious as to see how this season plays out, though. And to be the end of the show, like a series finale, I'm interested to see where it goes and how they manage it. Will they fuck it up? Maybe. I don't know. We have 57 votes in the poll. Can we get some more? Have you guys all voted? We had 107 votes in the last poll. So, anyway, the poll is, did you prefer Michael Burnham's character best in season 1, the OG Vulcan vibe, season 2, off and doing her own thing, or season 3 and 4, leader and captain?
For me, this is not even a brainer. It's a no-brainer, as some would say.
Yeah. So go vote and also hit the like button. We're at 73 likes. I'd like to get up to 75 if possible. So another 2 would be helpful. Hit the like button. Olivia, $5. Want more Sam? Not even worth reading anymore because everybody said no. I mean, no. Check out Sam Kirk on season 3 of Strange New Worlds. Oh, Olivia, we can always count on you to be mean to Sam.
To slash my heart like the tires that crazy people slash.
Don't be mean to Sam. He makes us go.
How dare you? Oh, Mark. No. It's clear preference. Clearly. But the fact, like I said, the fact that season 3 was good, we've still got all the main people involved. I have all the hope in the world. Clearly well, that's the thing. What lessons they take away? I'm assuming, based on the trailer, they thought we're indoors too much. It was too insular because of the pandemic. Let's go have fun. I'm guessing that's part of it. But of course, their version of having fun is a lot different to our version because they're on a green screen or an LED wall looking at a giant action set piece. We see it as the final, but they're still in the studio just on the LED. Like, they're not really going to the Sahara and really zooming on, you know. It's like, remember that They Fly Now scene from...
Yeah.
Turns out they went and shot that on location, as it were. But because of the way they filmed it, they realised that we need to digitally replace the background of the real desert. So they encased the area with a green screen. So even though they're on the real desert, they shot on a green screen. Because it wasn't quite cool enough. Which I get, alien desert, right? But it's like they went all the way to real desert and then they had to just see green around them. But the lighting was perfect. It was a real desert. They probably could have got that in LA. Well, not the scope of the scene, but... well, they didn't know, did they? It's just a bit funny. It's like I know in Thor, Love and Thunder, again, these huge LED wall. Turns out they had to rotoscope and replace almost every shot of the LED wall because it wasn't good enough. It's like, yep.
Really?
If you don't shoot for it, now and it becomes harder because it's not a green screen. You've got to manually track around everybody, but there's no green spill and lighting reference is perfect. So much harder in post, but the effect will be better at, like, once it's done versus easier in post, but you have to mask all the stuff that doesn't work, like glasses and stuff that just won't work as well. Swings around, I'd say.
59 votes still on the poll. Guys, we got 65 of you here. If you haven't voted on the poll, go please vote. We want to get your opinion. We have hit 75 likes, so I'm pretty happy with that, unless we can hit 80.
But my question to all of you is, what are you most excited for a season 5? Because we don't know what is going to be in it, but from what could be in it, what are you most excited for at all? You know, are you interested in more of the cast, more of the crew, more of the era, more of the... You know, what are you... Obviously, it's the best case, but what are you most looking forward to? What do you think, Stuart? And please, you guys...
I think most people are going to say they're most looking forward to it ending. But are you asking me what I'm most looking forward to?
Yeah.
That's such a good question. Learning more about Federation planets that are no longer Federation planets. We've said that last season. It would be nice if it was just trying to reestablish the Federation, pull it back together. I'm not sure we're going to necessarily get that kind of thing, but I'm kind of looking forward to plot lines and stories like that and have a nice resolution to it. I don't want a disappointing ending because I don't think they can afford to have a disappointing ending at this point. They need to step it up, and hopefully, like I said, they will. So I don't know. I'm just looking for good character development, good payoffs, and please update the interior of the ship that's 900 years old that you fixed the exterior of. How about you? What are you looking forward to in this final season? It's not an easy question, is it?
More of Book.
Okay.
Having his fun, because he has fun. More of... oh, there we go. That's the end of my list I had in my head. Obviously more Vance. The politics of Vance and the president is good. Good stuff. The positivity of we're moving forward, where we've taken what was a really dramatic dramatic situation of season 3 and showing the expansion that we can just send a ship 5 days to this planet and not worry about it. Like a sense that everything's working again, because they literally broke the universe, right? It's quite a big thing to do. So to see it repaired, that would be nice, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess but it's not undoing season 3. It's naturally organically repairing it. There is a distinction there. I'm not saying they should undo the plot point. It happened. It's terrible. Everyone lived and evolved. But, you know, showing the fact that, yes, now everyone's working together again. Yeah. And seeing, you know, maybe random alien races pop up. You know, showing that, yeah, we've now got... or even just as simple as... Look at all the planets that they've established in seasons 3 and 4. Trill being my big example. And having every single one that we've seen, notably in the show, all join the Federation as part of the season. So when you watch the 5 seasons as an arc, then season 3 and season 4 will be paid off in season 5 with them all being back in unison, ending in a positive moment. That, I think, would be nice. Even if you're not introducing new planets, just finishing the arc of the old ones. Because Earth didn't rejoin, did it? Or was that right at the end? That might be right.
I think that was right at the end.
Yeah.
I think.
Which, in fairness, means they might literally show Starfleet Academy as a plot point, because now, wow, the new class of 3107, we've reopened the Academy. Oh, wow, we hired all B-list top-tier actors to be the professors. That's weird. They all came for a day. That's weird. Oh, wait, they shot that 6 months later for their own show. You know.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, though, $2. David Cronenberg character reveal, please. Yeah, he's Section 31. What's going on with him?
That is true.
Hypnover says, okay, my hot take. I hated DS9, but love some of the characters. Disco, I feel meh all the way around. But it's more visually and story enjoyable show for me. Visually, it's fantastic. It would have been even better if they had kept the right appearance for things of the era that they were in, but the visual effects and stuff is fantastic. Absolutely. Stories, plot holes you can drive trucks through. It's like a frayed sweater. There's little tendrils that have potential and go nowhere. But yeah.
It is a mild problem, yes.
A mild problem. Oh, mild problem. That's funny.
I like when I break you sometimes.
Right?
It's a good time. Yeah, you know.
Ooh. Sergeant Montgomery says, what if it is the other fact is a Bajoran orb stolen by the Romulans during the Dominion War? Well, see, that's the thing. I think this might turn into a galaxy-threatening plot again, because the Romulans would want something that could give them power, give them an advantage. So the fact it's an artifact can be something that's super powerful that everybody wants to get a hold of. Or
it could be an amazing plomic soup recipe that was hidden by the Vulcans for thousands of years, and therefore it is that special.
It's that special sauce that you always talk about for our reviews that a lot of episodes are missing. It's the special sauce that's going to make season 5 of Discovery phenomenal. And they're going to go get it in episode 1.
It's that final cherry on the top that we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Now, the orb idea is good in theory, but I might just be over gauging what they can do. But I feel like the prophets would actually tell, just Cisco. One of our orbs is because they're part of them, right? They're interdimensional, inter-universe power things. One can go through time, right? Like, they're really powerful things. They're like ancient the 7 deadly sins, the those buildings in the past, the wonders of the world. They're like wonders of the universe.
7 ancient wonders.
Yeah, I don't for a second believe that they couldn't find one in hundreds of years or dozens of years or even years of looking, knowing one was lost. So I don't imagine one would be cool idea. Because then you get, what is this? We're not quite sure. Open it. Oh no! Like, all shenanigans can happen, of course. But I wouldn't be comfortable that the prophets who are non-temporal would lose it.
Yeah.
Because they're all given to Bajorans to do something specific at Bajor. Like, they're not just devices, they were all given to Bajor for a reason. They were stolen by Cardassians. They're doing something on purpose. They should be returned and doing their thing.
Were they given to Bajor, or were they just launched out of the Celestial Temple and found their way to Bajor?
I mean,
that's
yeah.
The closest
I mean,
planet.
yes.
That's the closest planet.
I mean,
but were they? Well,
I mean,
they
look
up.
I mean, they look after the Bajorans. I mean, that's their people, right? Like that they've obviously chosen them as. You wouldn't change Sisko to be the chosen one of the religion unless it was all real from their perspective. So yeah, Bajorans are their people. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, more of the director guy.
Cronenberg, yeah. Olivia Julius, $2. I want more of that psychological guy. Yes.
I mean, psychologist. Do you mean Culber or the EMH guy?
I don't know who she's talking about, actually.
Yeah. Bring out Shatner again. I mean, that would be ballsier than bring out Shatner. I mean, that would be a well-kept secret. That would be... That would be a thing. That would be a... Wow.
And Sergeant Montgomery says, time is not linear to the prophets. You are correct, sir.
Well, it wasn't. I'm sure Sisko going in gave them the idea of time. Or they were taken them at the start. Why did they pick them at a certain point?
Yeah. Maybe Sisko will show up in this season because it's in the future and he can go anywhere, anytime. Maybe they'll use the wormhole to come back in time to Deep Space Nine
for lunchtime.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, because they banned time travel, but also who cares, right?
Pretty much. People would Shatner their pants if he showed up. Yes.
I mean, that would be the biggest flex in Trek history. It's like we're the team that said we're doing our own thing, ignore canon, ignore our own thing. Like from a grand perspective, what about Kirk? What? Yeah, he's real. We just went in, scanned the Nexus, took out his temporal signature, beamed him in. He's older. F you. So what? He's now the oldest person on set by 30 years, and he's somehow running laps around the set. Don't know how.
Mm-hmm. And Hypnover says, do we have predictions on what the artifact is that they're looking for? No. Could be anything. And trust me, anything that we suggest or come up with, we're just going to be disappointed by what it actually is. So.
Well, it's also one of those things that they say they show things aren't necessarily real. As we know, Picard Season 2 in the trailer, they showed the artifact that Sisko was working on. And then everyone absolutely lingered on it because it clearly is there's a hint. And Dave Bass is like, it's just we just picked a thing that was in the prop department. Like, we built lots of stuff. We picked that from force. It's cool. And everyone's so focused on it. It's like, yes. Because a giant plot point, you just get, it's nothing. Literally nothing. So,
yeah, we had quite a few theories around that.
Yeah, I wasn't quite as sold. I was always quite...
Oh, you totally weren't sold.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? That would be awesome. I hope they do that. So, yeah.
Beautiful prop replica. I mean, it's like... Well, none of us could have guessed Season 2 of Picard, so I don't think anyone will blame us for not getting that right.
Oh, well. It's fun to speculate. For 3 seasons... For 3 seasons, we tried to predict what would happen in Discovery's episodes, and it would literally be nothing close to what we hoped for. Yeah.
Both on the realistic slant and then also the less realistic slant.
And if the member says, I've seen channels analyze the trailer, and it looks like a Romulan TNG era. Well, it is. They've stated that. It's like an 800-year-old Romulan ship, which is the TNG era, so...
It's the variant of a scout ship that was made famous in Defector.
Trekyards here. Hey, Trekyard.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That was an interesting discussion.
It was. And like I said, I'm hoping for some good stuff this season. I hope that they've kind of...
We hope every year, Scott.
I know, but I'm trying to say, shut up. I have a feeling...
Shut up and hope with me.
I'm done.
I thought that was funny. So, what did you say?
Nothing.
This did.
No, I didn't. I said Olivia Julius gave $5. I was talking about Dr. Kovich, the guy who was fascinated by the Terran Empire. Yes. Or the Terran Empire, as you say. Yeah. That's Cronenberg. Cool.
He should be interesting, hopefully, maybe.
But no, I have a feeling, which I haven't had before, that after the season we're going to be like, oh man, they kind of got on the right foot finally, and now it's done. Damn it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. But also there's a reason why they cancelled it, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously it's not necessarily quality, but like if they were really excited about this, like truly, like this is our best season hands down, you'd think they might be able to convince producers to not cancel them, unless the money is very much being saying, no, we need it for the Academy, or we need it for Strange Worlds, or we're just done. Like, you know, I wonder why it was why it was cancelled.
Well, we made the point before that we felt like it should have been canceled way earlier, and they just powered through to prove a point. But yeah, I was kind of shocked to hear that this was going to be the last season. When I first heard it, I'm like, oh, well, I thought they were going to at least push for 7 or 8. We were 8 seasons. We did better than TNG. I thought they were going to make that point. But as we've always said, 10 episodes a season does not equate to TNG being 7 seasons.
And one being, you know, I think one was like 39 minutes. It's like, I mean, every TNG was like 52. So, you know.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, this Star Trek show was like an awesome car that you were waiting on for a decade, and you end up getting a lemon. That's always breaking down, but she looks beautiful.
Sometimes. I mean, from a VFX perspective, I see how low detailed the ships are, that they just do not put the detail.
Let's not put any lights on it. You don't want to see that shit. Just a dark space shot.
Well, that was season 1 for sure. But, you know, the future ships are all very, very low detail. My team can make them better in less time for no money, right? Like, they're really easy. Like, fine, it's cool TOS flow, but they're very low detail ships. It's more the effects they do very well. The modeling's pretty basic. It's as good as they need to for the shot. They don't ever overbuild. You know, like the NX-01 has far more detail than the Enterprise J, and it was made 15 years ago on a lower budget with lower computers. It's far nicer.
Yeah. Well, Dan Ben says Discovery got one more season than Enterprise, but a lot less episodes.
Made in a lot more time, which shows an inefficiency, and it cost way more for, yeah. Because that's the thing. If it's by the season, then if they just went ahead and made 2-episode seasons, 12 seasons Discovery. It's like, no, it's like I think it might be Columbo, but they make like 3 episodes every couple of years, but they were all like an hour and 20 minutes. So they were really 3 movies, but they reached like 7 seasons in 22 years. So they'd make them whenever they felt like them. That's why the first episode was like 1982 and the last one was like 2017 or something. I haven't watched it, but I know from another podcast. It's like, they only made, but, you know, it sounds silly, but like, they were just doing their own thing, right?
Yeah. Well, guys, if you have anything else to say, now's your chance.
Now's the chance.
We'd love you guys to super chat in a few more bucks if possible at the end here. And now you can like super chats, so let's see who can get the most likes on their super chat.
Ooh.
Say something insightful. But yeah, I'm kind of out of things to say, but I'm just hoping that it's a good season. I'm definitely going to be watching with curiosity. It's going to have to watch it as well.
Well,
so.
I mean, for me, every character is the best they've ever been. So that's a good starting point, right? With the best supporting cast I've ever had. With Vance and the different presidents, and like all the materials are there. They're all confident. The sets, the uniforms, the like it should be, you know, because they had 3 resets. This is their 3rd season, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really. So that, you know, time to get it right. But I'll end the poll though with 77 votes. The question was, did you prefer Michael Burnham's character best in seasons 1 with the OG Roman vibe, seasons 2 with the offer doing stuff with Spock, or seasons 3 and 4 leader captain with a stonking victory? 51% is season 3 and 4. 29% preferring her in season 2, but still 21% in season 1, which is a very interesting. What do you think about that as a sample size and a poll result?
Kind of what I expected going into it. Doesn't surprise me at all. I'm actually surprised that the season 1 was as high as it was, to be fair.
Yeah, I was expecting in the 70s for season 3 and in the 10s for season 1.
Yeah, same.
But those that voted season 1, why did you like her colder, more calculating, a bit more aggressive vibe? I mean, there's a war season, right? And she had to be evil for part of it. That also explains it. But those that voted season 1, why season 1 Burnham? I'm intrigued.
Olivia Julius, $2.
Thank you.
Insightful. Who is? What is? What was said? What happened?
It's not us, fair to say.
Oh, okay. It fitted with her backstory and it made sense. Says 1-1. That's in response to your question.
Sorry.
1-1 answered your question. It fitted her backstory and made sense.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, yeah. She was cold on Vulcan, she lived on Vulcan. Cool. Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, yes, the flamethrowers.
But she was also super emotional at the same time. And she grew up in Vulcan, so she should be not super emotional.
I think that was season 2 more. Apart from anger. I think that was more season 2.
But I guess growing up on Vulcan will make anybody angry if you're not a Vulcan, so it's fair. Okay. It's fine.
And she's also claimed for start of war, put in prison for a few months, put out of prison to run for a very crazy looking captain. But he's not from another universe. He's totally a good guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just wish the rest of the cast got more attention. Yeah.
Well,
amen.
The fact that none of them are on this poster kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, even Detmer's not there.
Because they could have all been behind them.
I'm disappointed that you pointed out that Vance isn't there.
Yeah, that's sad. Because Vance was one of the best parts of 2 and 3. By a substantial margin. But yeah, we'll review them when they come up. We'll do our regular breakdowns. Hopefully there'll be lots of TNG stuff to connect to. That'll be fun. Yes, tomorrow I've got a big thing, so wish me luck, guys. It's a big thing.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I have a big thing every day. I'll carry that around. But good luck on the big thing.
Yes.
Yes, my That's of course that's what I was talking about.
Yes. And wish Stuart luck as well for his doctor's appointment-y thing.
Yes.
Friday I'm going to not an aquarium. I'm going to be near an aquarium, then go to the aquarium on Monday. Or Saturday. Hope the trains are all working because I haven't trained in a long time. Yeah, not since early December. I guess that feels like a long time. And next week, hopefully, lots more fun content. We have more rankings.
We'll have a lot more stuff next week. So I hope my computer's fixed by then. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do it before you close out.
And hashtag detachable nacelles are fine as the future.
Exactly.
It's future tech. It's
Yep.
absolutely fine.
Yep.
Not a problem. Spinning Bassar blades are also silly if you think about it.
Kind of, yeah.
You wouldn't need to be spinning blades. It's the future. It shouldn't be. But it's fine. It's sci-fi. They're in sci-fi. It's all good, guys. It's all good.
So anyway, we hope you'll join us for our reviews of this in April.
Yes.
And we're hoping for some good Trek coming out of it. We'll see how it goes.
Hashtag Project Season 3.
Yes. Hashtag Project Season 3.
And Season 4. Season 5. Season 6.
And on that optimistic note,
yes,
he is Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley.
And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.